Tem secretary.
I'll do that for you now.
Okay, that would be appreciated.
You can just put your name down there, John.
With the educator taker. Thanks, Denny.
I haven't even had a chance to read the minutes from the last meeting. Does anybody have any additions or corrections? If not, a motion is in order to approve last May's minutes.
So moved.
I second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the May meeting minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Are you ready for treasurer's report, Don?
Sure am.
All right, let us have it.
Treasury report. There's no outstanding bills or anything. Everything has been paid for. All the checks are in, since we didn't, ever since field day, I believe, when we had the meeting, I did write out some checks. They're all paid for. SWRA, is it? SWRA. That's taken care of. Wisconsin computers are war. It's $15. We paid for that. But Bob, I got the check for you. You paid for that, the wire and all that. The field day food, everything, the porta-johns. I did get stamps. I had to get $9 worth of stamps. So everything, there's, unless somebody has something this evening, we have in the bank and the book, which comes out good. Banks are terrific. They know exactly what I got.
Move to accept.
I'll second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to accept the treasurer's report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Stamps.
Motion carried. Do we have a repeater report this month?
The controller is programmed. It's just now a question of installation. And that's been just slightly delayed, and it's been delayed a little anyway, but it's slightly delayed because they're remodeling the repeater site. You know, that building is now, and Todd tells me that it's now air conditioned and it's functional, so that's good because the place was like an oven. A lot of the stuff now is rack mounted, and so it's going to be easier to get around. It was all in all a nicer spot. The controller is pretty much ready to be installed, except I think John has to create the, adjust the levels and make the little patch cords that are necessary, and that's that. Otherwise, it's just about ready to go. We were down, the repeater was down, as you know, briefly, because they had interrupted the power at the site several times. In fact, they did again this morning, I noticed. You probably noticed when the pitch changes on the CW on the repeater, it gets really piercing. I hate that. When it pitch changes, that means that there's been a power outage. That's how it signals us. And then we just reset that.
Oh, okay.
But during one of those outages, the voter didn't like it when it came back. And so the voter quit voting. And it just quit. And so it wasn't hearing anything. And that was the night that the transmitter still came up, paged the net, but it couldn't hear anybody because the receiver just wasn't working. So John went up there for that after some delay because they changed the door and no key for the new door, but then the key was hidden under a rock, and it was a soup, but
somewhere unexpected.
It was not how he anticipated it. But they got that all straightened out. He went up there, he fixed it, and now it's very close to just installing the new controller, and we should be good to go. Everything else, the scheduler, all the other stuff seems to be working. and all those same things are programmed into the new programmer, including some additional stuff. There'll be, now there's voice, there will be voice. And so once in a while, somebody will say something. I'm not sure if I prefer that. I think I prefer the CW, but hey, if we have to go with voice, we'll go with voice.
Can we do both?
Oh, we're going to do both. I still get to do the program. We're going to do both.
Is that a regular voice or a computer voice?
Actually, there's a guy voice in there, and there's a girl voice in there for certain things.
Oh, yeah.
So it just depends. And it sounded pretty reasonable. It did not sound like like Sven or whoever that guy used to be on the Weather Channel. That you could never. Yeah, it wasn't quite that bad. Also, if you need updated repeater codes, I have extra copies.
I'll take one right now, Denny.
See there, I knew there'd be a mark.
I'll take one as well.
Here.
All right,
I'll give
here.
him
Are those the same as the ones you handed out last time?
Should be.
No, sure.
Here, Penny. Anybody else need one? Got plenty of extras. Okay.
If the repeater needs a pro voice, vote for me.
Hey, Denny, I got something to update you on. I don't have the landline phone anymore. I just have a cell phone.
Okay. Well, then we'll be able to disallow the first one.
Okay, so just the second one.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I got rid of that a couple of years ago already.
Got to keep us updated.
I thought I did.
I don't know about that one.
No.
Okay.
I might have forgotten.
Also, if you need to update the call web, while we're on the subject of updating, we can just pass that around. See if you're right, or if you don't appear, we should write you in there someplace. Okay, and that's all.
All right. Good, thank you. Aries Races.
Aries races. Okay, let's see here. Oh, God. There we go. Well, okay, I talked to Donna this morning. And, of course, before I get into that, I want to introduce my guest. My guest is John Blazel, school friend of mine from way back. We met in kindergarten, I think. And he just came back from a 5-year stint in Kuwait. And so he's back, and we're going to the Packer game on Thursday night. And by the way, if there's any big Packer fans, we have an extra ticket. We need to have somebody to fill a seat. So if somebody wants to go to the Packer game on Thursday, let me know.
There's a golden opportunity.
There you go. There you go. So anyways, so that's John. Hi, John.
Hi.
Then this morning I talked to Donna. I had sent her some emails and she didn't get back to me right away. And we talked about credentialing. And originally she wanted to know if she could come to the meeting tonight. But then she says, well, can you start at 6 o'clock? And I thought with the way the room was, and you didn't know whether we could get in early. And so when I talked to her this morning, I found out why. That the credentialing person comes from Waukesha, that has the equipment or whatever that does the credentialing. And so he was unable to get here, didn't want to be here that late. So the plan is right now, and she's made a request to him, and she thinks it'll be okay, but he also, I think, is part of the Waukesha Aries Races group. And I'm not, so she didn't know whether he would be participating with them on SET or not, but she says he's usually the type of guy that gets things done. So she was going to contact him, and I haven't been, she's going to let me know for sure, but the plan is right now that we're going to do SET on October 6th. I think the official time is, 9 till 2? I believe is what they were talking about. It was going to be longer than normal.
Yeah,
but I'm thinking,
extend.
okay, well, I'm thinking we'll plan on our normal 9 till noon and see what needs to be from there. The plan that I'm going to run for SET is I'll set the trailer up out at the field day site. I would like to have people that want to go around. Now, obviously, if you can't make it down, you can still participate in SET just from the radio at your house, and definitely do that. Otherwise, we will have the trailer set up at the field day site, And those that want to go out, and I'd like to set up a station at Watertown Hospital, one at Fort Hospital. We're going to go down to the EOC. Donna said we could go down there and set up some stations, pass some traffic. Also this year, we've been asked to do RTTY potential and some WinLink traffic, and I can do all that from the trailer. For the statewide scenario, and of course the statewide scenario is the earthquake that's going to happen up in Lake Superior and pretty well disrupt communications through the entire northern part of Wisconsin. And so our job is going to be coordinate getting relief equipment like radios and all that up north to the affected areas, and we're going to be the one district and one county will be talking to the next to try to pass traffic to get things going up there. But again, for our own scenario, I thought we could set up something at Watertown Hospital, Fort Hospital, EOC. Maybe we'll come up with a couple of other places. I'd like some people that are going to go around to stop down to the trailer, pick up an APRS unit, so you get practice of installing and operating the equipment, and install the APRS equipment in your vehicle if you are about to go somewheres. And that way we can have, and I'd like to have somebody else volunteer to come down to the trailer and learn how to run some of that stuff, so that it's not just me or just Denny that is working in the trailer. I think we need to have somebody else that's capable of operating that equipment in case I'm not available or whatever and we need to use it. So that's kind of the plan I would like. And then part of the plan would be, if you're out and about on SET day, go down to the EOC and get credentialed. Or that's what she called it, so we understand, you know,
Yeah,
and
we
get
know.
our badge. Now, because this guy evidently has got to come from Waukesha. Now, I had this bright idea on the way down here tonight. For those that can't make it on SET, I'm going to call her and ask if I were to get like a passport-style photo from somebody, could we get the badges made without them necessarily having to be there? And maybe we can, if you can't make it, get me the stuff. When the guy comes from Waukesha, maybe we can, I got to check this with her. But that was my bright idea on the way down here tonight. So we'll see what we can do for that. What's that?
I bet they need a signature on some form.
Well, even if they could, I don't know. I don't know what we need to do, but maybe I could get the forms ahead of time too, and you know, maybe we could distribute them electronically or I don't know. I'll find out what the requirements are.
Oh, hey, Dan, I got a question about SET. Is it October 6th, does that fall on a weekend?
It's a Saturday.
A Saturday, okay.
Yes.
Could you email me some information so I can, I realize I'll forget it all by the time.
I can do
because
that.
I don't have any pen and paper here to write it
Yep,
down.
I can
and,
do that.
and the other question is, are they going to be doing any training on, for us, like if we wanted to get Aries races approved, like for ICS 100, ICS,
Well, you know, most of that is self-study.
Yeah, I know.
If somebody wants some help,
Right,
let me
'cause I need some
know,
help
or
getting
some
into
other
it. I've been
people.
really struggling
I'm
on
sure
it.
we could find some people that would be willing to
Well, we could start like a
spend
study group or
something. Yeah, if we
something.
wanted to get together with a couple of people or whatever,
Well, that'd be
I would be
interesting.
all for making up. Also, Donna had asked me again, and I didn't get it yet. I need to have a current Aries Races roster, and I asked Paul for that and all that, because she's updating her information that goes in her plans, and so I need to have the current Aries Races roster. I think I've got most of the new certificate information of the people that got their certificates in the you know, recently there, but so we got to think about that, but to get this roster for Donna. Other than that, that's pretty well the Aries Racers report for tonight.
Oh, good, that's a nice long one, thank you. All right, old business. I thought Stan would be here tonight. Does anybody know what the status is on the headphone sets and so forth for the EOC?
I don't think anything's happened on it.
Okay. All right. Any other old business that anybody can think of? If not, new business. SET is probably the closest thing we have to new business tonight.
Are we going to, do you want to get an early start on when we want to have, is this too early for the Christmas party? to come up with a date.
No, that's not.
It's never too early.
Well, September, I mean, at least to put it in the calendar for advance warning.
That's true. I think last year was the second Sunday in December.
It was the same Sunday we had that Skywarn,
Mm-hmm.
the same weekend we had Skywarn.
As I think we mentioned, we want to have it sooner because when it gets close to Christmas, people got a lot of other things going. So we have it the first or second.
Well, we don't need to
week.
come up with a time now, but I was
Yeah,
just
but it's
starting to think
That's a
about
good
it.
idea, especially if you're gonna rent something, you gotta be ahead of time, because the date you got might be gone.
I got a question.
And I was thinking the same thing.
Oh.
Go ahead.
What we were just talking about when Dan was giving the Aries Reese's report, I was just wondering, if we think anybody would be interested in we can, maybe Dan could put, or somebody, one of the officers could put together one of a group where we can sit down and, work on getting Aries Reese's certified. Maybe we can, anybody could work, we could work on, helping each other out.
I guess the first thing would be is who doesn't have their,
Well, I don't have mine.
right, but other than you, who else that needs to have it done? I mean, does everybody else here have theirs?
And I think it's really easier on the internet.
It's very easy
Because,
on the internet.
I mean, you can, because it takes you through the steps and then it asks you questions in between each chapter. It doesn't just read and then at the end, it
And
takes
in
you
fact, you can
a section at a
download,
time.
right, you can download the test first.
Right.
And then you know what you're looking for. Now, it'll be a slightly different test when you get to the end, but it's gonna be the same stuff.
Essentially the same thing.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, just, if you can email me just the information, like what I have to look up so I can do it at home. Like I said, I don't have pen and paper.
I'll put
Take
together
as many
some.
times as you
Okay.
want, so
Yeah,
there's no
and you
way
can
to
just
fail.
keep doing
You
it
can fail
until-
and pass.
Until you
Yeah.
pass,
Yeah.
right, kinda like the ham test itself.
Yeah, pretty much, except it's free.
Yeah. I took my ham test, God knows how many times before I actually passed. I don't even know how many times. It was like at least 12 or 13, I bet you. It was a hard test at the time.
But nobody's calling.
Yeah. I bet you a lot of us it was the same.
But we can mention it on the nets too here coming up, that if anybody wants to have, to get together, I mean, I'm not opposed to doing it, but
And
it
if you do
really,
have a question about any of the parts of it,
Right.
You can email us, or you can just get on the repeater and say, hey, I got a question, and everybody else who's done it should be able to help.
All right, sounds like a plan.
bottom line is you gotta sit down and say, tonight, I'm gonna do it.
Yes.
And then do it.
That's what I did. I just went and I did it, and that was it.
And there'll be 3 hours of your life you'll never get back, but you'll be really happy you did it.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, Thursday I got nothing going on. I'm not working Thursday or Friday.
There you
Supposed to
go.
be good days to do it.
See?
Yeah, just email me the information. I'll go from there and do it online, and I'll just spend a few hours doing it.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan.
In fact, I got both of the test printed out.
Yeah, but they probably all
Thick.
changed by
Yeah,
now,
they're
you know.
changed.
So then it gets.
One
I got
700.
Another new business when.
Go ahead.
Just, I was mentioning this, and I don't know if there's any particular meeting that would be better or not, but when I was at Superfest, I talked to Bob Heil, and he said he does presentations for individual groups via Skype.
Yeah.
So we would set up our display and all that there, and I was just going to let you know, I was going to send him an email and see if we could set up a program with
Yeah.
Bob Heil or Gordo or both of them, or however they do it, and for our meeting.
Okay, yeah.
And if we do it Skype, I think that'd be kind of cool.
Mhm. Have you ever watched Ham Nation?
Yes, I do. Well, I watched pre-recorded. I never remember it on Wednesday night is the Aries race. Now it's on Wednesday night, and that's when our net is. But you can watch any episode you want online. You know.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
And also, anybody else have any ideas for programs? We really need
You
to
asked
put
me to make up a summary of the 300, 400 course,
Yes.
which I did.
Oh, great. Good.
So
Good.
that would be a program.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
All right.
we need to have some programs for our meeting, otherwise it's just a meeting, and probably be nice if
I
we had some.
emailed you that.
Yes, I know you did.
Okay, so you should have a copy of that. We can do that some night.
Who goes to 10?
Is the field trip in order?
It's 320.
Where do we want a field trip to?
Those you'd actually go to.
Up near,
Location somewhere, enforcement.
Oh, is it for-
it's in the Johnson Creek area.
Okay,
Yeah. it's
I know a fellow who built his own 30 kilowatt wind generator. He's online he's online with it.
well,
He would, that would have to be a Saturday,
well,
probably a Saturday morning thing.
field trips that I'm trying to arrange here too is, especially because we're in the communications, only my contact found a different job, but I'm working on another one, is try to get a field trip over to Madison to the control tower at the airport, to go up on the top of the tower and see how
Yeah.
they communicate.
That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah, so I just need to find one of our instructors that would be willing to do that, and I had the guy all set to do it, and then he took a job with Cirrus Aircraft out in Kansas, and he's gone.
Given that out.
Yeah,
We also spoke, perhaps it was at Field Day or at one of our events, that one program for one meeting might just be to bring the club equipment here and to actually go make sure everybody knows how it works. Yeah, the HT, the mobile unit,
Right.
if you need to program something, if you need to put something in the VFO or whatever, we all ought to, if that equipment's available, we all ought to know how it works.
It's like cross training.
actually, it's out in my
Well, it
van.
kinda is.
Actually, it's out in my van right now.
And, well, even though we have our own stuff,
Because an awful lot of those, each
Right.
one, if you want to program it, they're always different.
oh yeah.
You always have different menus, and there you're not trying to figure it out.
So
True.
there's another potential meeting program.
Okay, anything else for new business? Any, Dan, do you have anything on field day, preliminary numbers?
I haven't seen anything yet.
Okay.
I mean, I had put out our numbers,
Oh, okay.
and we had talked about them on a net, and they were very similar to the final numbers that I had submitted for them. We were down, substantially from what we were the year before, but other clubs and people that I talked to, they said they were down substantially from what they were a year before. So if I was guessing, I bet you we maintain our position pretty close, but
Pretty close.
we'll have to see. So being number 2 in the state, but no, I haven't seen any preliminary results yet how we stack up, and I didn't bring numbers along to tell you where we were at, but I did discuss them on the net right after field day, and there's always some fine tuning, but I was pretty close with those.
Yeah, okay. I kind of forgot that already. All right, let's see. Any other new business? If not, we're at the end of the list. Okay, nothing heard. Unless I've forgotten anything, motion to adjourn is in order.
I motion.
Okay, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Anybody opposed to that idea?
I'm not.
I don't think so.
All right.